Do I look like a today? Because that's kind of what I was going for. I'm a poser. Hi my little devils, my name is Jeanette De La Garza and you're watching Jan and Friends. Where me and my friends go visit all the weird, creepy, dark, disturbing places that most people don't want to go to. So in today's episode, I went back to G-Town. Why? Oh, that's Galveston, by the way. I went back because an author, Denise Sandoval, hit me up after she saw my 2 Galveston videos, which I will post some in here so you can watch. And she is an expert on the dark history of Galveston. So she hit me up, we started texting a little bit, and we decided to meet each other. I went to her first book signing. She has 2 books. It is Galveston Ghost Tales and Orphans Home the Caretaker, because she has stories to tell. She is a ghost magnet. She has so much stories to tell, and like I read both of these already. I did not want to film until I read both of her books, and it's just crazy. Like, I swear people have like a calling when it comes to the paranormal, because it's like, how can this much happen to you? And then like there's evidence and pictures and just so much like confirmation out there. And then we spent a lot of time talking. I spent the day with her. We did the book signing and we were with her for a little bit there, and then we went on a nice stroll at Broadway Cemetery, which it was a really beautiful day, and we just talked more and more, and she told us different stories and places. And Galveston is just like crazy haunted. And like she even says in her book, she said that there was, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Karankawa Indian. They practiced ritual cannibalism, eating the flesh of their enemies. From Indians to pirates, the restless spirits haunt Galveston locations. So Galveston is more than just the 1900 Great Storm. And there's literally layers to the island because of how much they've had to like literally lift the city up to protect them from excessive flooding and such. But it's just like layers and layers and layers of history that place holds. So you can get both of these books on Amazon. I will just note that with this one in particular, it's Denise's personal experience, beliefs, and to keep an open mind, because it's the spiritual world. It's a lot of complex, a lot of personal experiences, and she goes full ham on hers. And this one is more on the ghost tales of Galveston, really. But loved it. So grateful that she took the time to reach out to me, to message me, and to spend the day with me. That was really awesome. Totally was not expecting that. That's just like what's amazing, like when you find like your passion, like you just meet everyone who shares the same passion and just kind of go with it. For the book signing, we decided to go to the Broadway Cemetery. It is massive, and there's 7 different burial grounds there. It's about 200 years old, and it just holds so much. And there's 12,000 marked graves, but they say that there's 3 layers underneath that. So the amount of bodies is 3 times the 12,000 marked graves. So there's 7 burial grounds plotted between 1839 and 1939. So before the Broadway Cemetery, they would just bury people in the sand dunes off the coast, and I think they quickly realized like you can't do that. Like they're gonna keep popping up and you're gonna have to keep burying them over and over. Then when the yellow fever epidemic hit Galveston, people were dying left and right, and they were trying to figure out like what is the best long-term way to keep these people buried and we don't have to keep seeing them all the time. And that is when the Broadway Cemetery appeared. It's definitely very old. You can see the aging of all the tombstones. And depending on like which religion you're buried in, you can tell like what symbols mattered the most. For example, the old Catholic cemetery, it was a whole bunch of angels, crosses, Virgin Mary. Then you go to like the Jewish one, and it's just like each burial ground is completely different when it comes to the tombstones, size. Like you can tell what really mattered and what was important for them. And then there's like the family plots, and then the mausoleums, and a lot of them are like halfway like underground, because you know, science is hard. Math and science is not my thing. the sea level, you know, like it's just sinking, and like they kept having to lift up Galveston, and they lifted up those mausoleums, but you can only do so much of that over and over again. So about half of them, like the mausoleums are like half there, and it's pretty creepy. So I feel as if the weirder parts about cemeteries are we don't know who these people are that are buried here. I know a lot of people are afraid of just the dead in general, which is kind of like funny, but because they're dead, like they're not gonna do anything. But it's more just who was buried here, like who is this family. There was a lot of names I could not pronounce. Since Galveston was at the port, so many immigrants from all over different countries and such came and settled in Galveston, since it was like one of the first cities in Texas. And so there was just a lot of different names. I mean, we don't know who's buried here. They don't come with the story, we just guess. We can kind of figure out their stories, you know, guess and assume by their age, last name, and then their wealth, depending on their tombstones, if it's really nice. There's two people who have been buried here that are really popular. So first we have, I will botch this entire name, Elise Romero Alberti. Elise Romero Alberti. Elise suffered from postpartum depression, and that led her to poisoning her 4 children. She put morphine in wine and gave that to her children, and yes, they died. And I've never heard of that combination, but she gave them morphine and wine. I'm sorry, that's not funny, but I'm just like, what? Like, this is some old time stuff. She felt like her babies were better off dead, that she couldn't give them the best that they deserved, so she just took care of it. They sent her to the San Antonio Asylum, and when she was released, she came back to Galveston and committed suicide. And it's pretty rare, but she was buried with her children as well at the Broadway cemetery. Another person that's talked about a lot, and they say that he actually haunts this place, I'm gonna botch his name too, but it's Nicaragua Smith. He was a burglar, an arsonist, and a Confederate Army deserter. So he was executed by a firing squad, and some of his last words was, "Bury me face down." I really hope, I don't know if I should be hoping this, but I really hope he's like, "Bury me face down so you can kiss my ass." I've heard that joke. So yeah, he was executed by the firing squad, and he had 6 bullets in him and 3 more in the coffin. So he is at an unmarked gravesite, and apparently around his death anniversary, which is January 8th, he haunts the place, and apparently you can hear him cussing out the firing squad. So that's a little bit of the dark history on Broadway Cemetery. It was a beautiful day. I really enjoyed walking around with my friend Mariana and Denise. I actually like walking around cemeteries. I usually find them really peaceful, and it's just a reminder of like how short life is, and one day all of us are gonna be here, so might as well just live your life a little. So this place is massive, so you can spend a lot of time walking around and looking everything. And we were there for a while, and we only did like probably 1/4 of the cemetery. And I want to say that we were at one of the older parts, because you can just tell by the tombstones and the dates, like they were back in the 1800s. So that was the only area where I felt like heaviness, tightness in my chest. Usually with cemeteries, I don't feel that. I feel peaceful and sometimes sad, depending on if I know the situation of why these people are here. And again, I don't know much about science, okay, but I'm just telling you what I experienced. And each section of the cemetery, because we probably did, like I said, a 1/4, and it's massive, so we went to various parts. The wind is different. When we were in the older part where I felt the weird tightness, the wind was going crazy. It was going bananas, and I was like, okay. And then you can see in the video, like Mariana's skirt went up, and then we go to another part, and it's calm. It's still, there's no wind, but you can see because of the like, what are they called? The little windmill things. You can see it from the other side that it's going crazy, like super fast. But you're on this side and you feel nothing, and then you go to another side and it's like more like a circle motion where you feel it like it's swirling around you. So that was very interesting, and Denise was one who pointed that out, like the change of energy from each section, like it's just completely different. And I never thought about that. I don't think I haven't noticed it because I don't pay attention to it. And then when she pointed it out, then I started really noticing, like, that's crazy. The winds are changing. That's so strange. So at the end of April, me and a group of crazy girls, we're going to Yorktown Memorial Hospital, where we will be staying the night. It is an abandoned hospital. It's super haunted, super creepy, and this might be my biggest paranormal investigation yet. So I'm really nervous, but super excited about that. So I have projects coming up. They just take time and money and people to make them happen. If you want to see this channel grow and me go to creepier, darker places, it really helps to share this video, like it, subscribe. More than half the people that watch my videos are not even subscribed, so that's not cool. So I'm gonna have y'all subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends and family. Follow me on Instagram and you can see where I'm gonna go next, behind the scene clips. And if you want to DM me and go on a weird adventure together, I'm super open to that.
Hi, come on, meet you. Hello. Denise. Hi, I'm Jeanette.
Jojo.
Nice to meet you.
On this door down in the basement, when I first got into the house, I had to do laundry, and when I opened up that door, it scared me. And I closed that door, so I never opened up that door until right before I left. So they broke in, and my daddy boarded it up, so I unboarded it.
But why did it scare you?
I knew something evil happened.
Yeah. I mean, it just, the outside looks scary enough.
Yeah, but I'm going to show you a picture of the reason why. This is the door that I just showed you on the other side. It had an archway that came up over the stairs. So on the other side, it was a little room that had an antique tub, a sink, a toilet, and it used to be like servant quarters. So on the door it says Bluebird Habitat, do not enter. So one day I meet this lady, and she tells me a story that when she was little and you were bad, they took you in this room, and then when you were real bad, they took you through the door where you got molested. If you look closely to the picture, you see an outline of the body laying in the dirt. And then there's a hand coming up like this, and then there's faces you can see up in here.
Oh my god.
So when I didn't step on the ground. When I took the pictures, God opened up my spiritual eyes, and now I can see things. It was the Galveston Orphanage home, which is my life story and all the stories of all the orphanage through the years, people that I met. And then this one's about the 1900 storm in St. Mary's Asylum. And then I take you inside the Galveston Haunted Walmart.
So St. Mary's Asylum is the one that's the Walmart?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture. So this is the orphanage home here. And then when it got destroyed, and then all the nuns and the kids were tied together, and then they drowned.
Yeah.
So their spirits haunt Galveston Walmart. So they built on top of that property.
Chomp to this. Is it illegal to drink
while you walk through a cemetery?
I don't think
it's
so.
It's public drinking, so it should be illegal.
It should be illegal?
Yeah, because it's public drinking.
What if it's privately owned?
That's different.
A piece. I dare you to go on. Bitch. I'm just kidding. How do you want to be buried, or do you not want to be buried?
I would like to be cremated and spread out in different parts of the world. Maybe that I didn't get to see, or that I really loved when I did.
You're too expensive. That's a lot of money.
You don't have to do it. My significant other and my mom, that's it.
They better have money. Talk about spread them money. Different places of the world.
After I'm gone, they'll have all my riches.
Okay. There's gonna be a Groupon.
I also want to be planted.
That's a lot. We're gonna have to put your ashes in like 20 different Ziploc bags.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I die,
when you die.
If I die, I would like to be cremated as well. But you can just dump me in one place. You don't gotta travel all around the world.
I'm 23 right now. I have to figure out still where I would want to be spread.
The cheapest way, let me go. But I would want the most extra funeral. Like, I want everyone to sing a song that they think of me. I want everyone to wear veils. The funniest videos you can find.
I'm gonna be crying.
I want everyone to take shots. Like, you know how they have like the Santa Cena?
Yeah.
And you take the wine, well, everybody take a shot instead.
Yeah.
And
I want everyone to smoke.
I want a bouncer.
What? A bouncer? Who are you
Yeah.
gonna have showing up?
I don't know. That's why I want a bouncer. And then, like, let's say I get murdered and you get a documentary, which hopefully you do, because then I died for nothing. I don't want nobody saying like, oh, when she walked in the room, she lit the whole room. She was such a bright young girl. No, keep it real. Be like, she was kind of up, but we loved her.
She was like the sun, because the sun would go away sometimes and it would be dark. You can tell the cracks are there.
Say crack again.
Crack.
Watching this video. It was a pleasure to meet Denise. Remember, you can buy her books on Amazon, and yeah, I appreciate you watching. Love you.